This demonstration we're going to look at creating a query from scratch. Queries are useful because queries can allow me to query the config manager database and return back information that I find relevant. So in order to create a query, I've come into my monitoring workspace, I've got my queries tab, and on my queries tab I'm going to create a new query. This will bring me into Wizard. So what I want to do here is I want to call this one all LON systems. Next thing I want to do here is I actually want to edit my query statement. So we'll select edit query statement. What we then want to do is we want to come into the wizard, and within the wizard on the general page we want to add some results. So what we'll do here is we'll create new. What we're going to do here is we're going to specify our attribute. So we'll select, we're going to go for a system resource, and in case the attribute to start with, we're going to go for Active Directory site name and select OK. We also want to add in here as well IP addresses. So we'll go for IP addresses. And we also want last logon name as well. And select OK. And select OK again. Now we'll put this information in place. We want some criteria. So we'll click on criteria. We'll select our new button. We select. We need to specify our attribute class, and our attribute class we want to specify here system resource. We also need to specify an attribute, so we'll click on the little drop down here, and what we're looking for here is name. And then we'll select OK. Then we just need to specify our operator. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go for is greater than or equal to. And just for the value, we're just going to type in LON. We'll select OK. And select OK again. Then all we're going to do at this point here, so what we've got down at this point here is we've got collection limiting, not collection limited. So I'm not going to limit this to any collection of either users or devices. I'm not going to prompt either. We're just going to leave for not collection limited. So it's going to run against everything and select next. Then just on the summary page, we'll just check everything. Select our next button, allow this to progress, and then everything has been successful. So at this point here, we can now select close. Now we've created our query. No point creating a query if we're not going to do anything with it. So what we'll do at this point here is we'll just right click on our query, and what we'll do is we'll click run. So what we can see back here is we can see the Active Directory site name, see the IP addresses, and we can see the last logon username. Another type of query we can create is a status message query. And to get to those, all we do is we come to our system status, click on our little drop down here, and what we've got here is we've got our status message queries. So again, you can see that Microsoft have very kindly provided us with some queries, but again, we can create our own if we so wish. And in order to do that, we just right click and we click create status message query. Again, this brings us into Wizard. So we need to give this a name. So what we're going to do here is we're going to call this one all LON system status messages. And we can stick a comment in here if we want. So again, what we can do here is we can import a query statement, or we can edit a query statement if we want to create this from scratch. Just for purposes of this little demo here, what we're actually going to do is we are going to import a query statement. That brings us into the queries that we want to browse through here. So what we want to do is we want to go for all status messages from a specific system. And then we'll select OK. Now we've imported that information, we just edit the query statement. So as you can see, it's already filled in the information for us. We just want to edit this. We're fairly happy with all of this information here. We're just going to go with the criteria tab. We'll then just highlight our status message at start machine name is equal to prompted value, and what we're going to do is we're just going to edit this. So click the edit button, and what we want to do here is we just want to change this to is greater than or equal to, and we'll select OK. We'll select OK again, just select our next button, again read through the summary and select our next button again, allow this to progress, successful, and select close. So let's just run this. So we'll just right click and we'll go for show messages. At this point here we'll go for machine name, and what we'll do here is we'll just specify LON and we'll select OK. Saying here that all prompted values must be specified. So what we also need to do here as well is just specify our time. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to go for 12 hours. And select OK. And as you can see now, it's given me all of the status messages. And that's the end of this demonstration of creating queries and also creating system status message queries. Thank you.